before we get into like helping people and stuff, like what are your top 5 dinner restaurants in Bucks County right now?
Oh, that's difficult. That's like asking someone to pick their favorite child. I'd have to say
I'm definitely the favorite. Probably not, but like I'd like to think I'm the favorite.
Yeah.
All right, No Prisoners podcast. Before we introduce our guests, we're going to harp on the Alpha Bravo Canine charity event, April 23rd at, I have no monitor in our new studio here, so it's a park in Yardley, April 23rd, 11 to 3. We've got the pizza place, a bunch of stuff going down. People, bring your dogs. Charity, raising money for service dogs that will ultimately be donated. I'm looking at you, but the camera's over here. That will ultimately be donated to veterans in need, either for, medical, physically medical, handicaps or mental disabilities, TBIs, things like that. It's a good cause. April 23rd, Gilmar will be there. And I'll be there too, because wherever Gilmar goes, I go.
I'll be eating pizza. He's
my service Gilmar.
Yeah.
So we have Brittany Brown from Brit Around Town in the studio.
Yeah.
Give me a sound effect. Boom.
There we go.
Right. So we're excited to have you in here. You know a lot of people. You do a good job, like being Brit Around Town.
Thank you.
So how long ago did you start the whole mission?
So it actually started before it started. So it was kind of a journey to get here. Officially, it started in October of 2019, so about 2.5 years. Unofficially, I started doing this way before that.
Okay.
So it all kind of got started. I've always had a camera in my hand. I've always been the person taking pictures of food. Now I just have a reason to. But I would do it when I would go to my old gym. I used to be really into health and fitness, and they kind of took notice. And they're like, hey, you should be our ambassador. So I started doing that with them, posting whenever I'd go, trying to get them a little extra bump. Expanded it from there to volunteering with the Pine to Pink Foundation. I don't know if you've heard of them.
I do not know what that is.
They raise money for local cancer patients.
Okay.
So all the money raised stays here.
And that's Pine to Pink.
Pine to Pink.
Okay.
I still work with them today. But through that, I got to meet all the bunch of local business owners. And I realized that I wanted to expand more than just the health and fitness realm that I was in with my old Instagram account. So I just decided to one day start a new one. My biggest regret is starting a new one and not just continuing.
Yeah.
But started a new one.
Did you have like a decent amount of followers on the first one?
I had almost 4,000.
Okay.
Oh, wow.
So that was a mistake.
Yeah.
But yeah, started completely over from scratch. Helped all the local businesses that I went and visited, and then it kind of took off during the pandemic.
Okay.
Because nobody was going out, all the local businesses needed some kind of additional marketing to stay afloat, and people just kind of wanted to see what was out there and what was available. So
what was open?
Exactly.
Yeah.
And like what you can, like if this place was delivering or if it was takeout and how stuff ran. So it completely took off. I had a couple businesses credit me for helping save their business just because of all the extra people and extra eyes that knew about them. And it completely took off from there.
That must feel really satisfying to bring attention to people, and their businesses in need.
Yeah.
We didn't struggle through the coronavirus, but I knew a bunch of businesses that, kind of got hit pretty hard. So, hats off to you for, helping people through that. Do people pay you for this, or is this just all volunteer? You just
Yep.
enjoy doing it?
I just enjoy doing it. To this day, I still don't get paid for it at all. A lot of it comes out of my pocket. I've actually spent more than I should have doing it, but
like equipment and stuff like that?
Not even. I mean, yeah, buying new phones and stuff, but almost everything I post still comes out of my own pocket.
Okay.
Most recently, people have started like comping me things when I go to try to like get me there and everything, but I'm very headstrong about keeping my authenticity. So when I go places, I always say, just because you're giving me something for free or just because I'm coming out doesn't guarantee that I'm going to post about you if I don't like it.
Yeah.
So
is that your way of like, instead of being like saying a negative review or reflecting on it negatively, you just say, hey, like, rather than, throwing that negative energy out there, I'm just not going to put anything out there. Okay.
I will never say anything bad about a business. And there's only been 2 times that I haven't said anything about a business, because I will always try to find a way to make it positive, because people have their off days. So, for example, there's been a time where I didn't like a certain food, but I liked other foods, or the service was great. So I talked about the service, didn't talk about the food.
Yeah.
Or there's been times where the service was horrible, but the food was amazing. So I'm like, okay, this person's just having a bad day. It's still a restaurant.
Yeah, it kind of, I guess if you got paid for it, it would kind of create a conflict of interest, because then people, like, if I paid you to come review me and then you gave me a negative review and I paid for it, I mean, that would be okay, I guess, because, like, you're opening yourself up for the review. But, like, I think all kind of critics and food critics or, events or movie reviewers, like, they're not getting paid. And if they are, that's compromising.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I am, like I said, I'm very headstrong about that. I want to give my reviews like I'm giving it to a friend or family.
Okay.
I never want to review something that I don't truly believe in. And once as I start taking money for that, I feel like it's down the drain. So eventually I would love this to be my actual job. I don't get paid for it. I still have a full-time job. The way I see that happening down the line would be some kind of an overhead sponsorship. Okay. Whether it's through the tourism development, the tourism group, or townships, or like development programs, or even having an unrelated sponsor post. So like at the bottom of my post saying like, this post is sponsored by this bank or this realtor or this hotel or something like that, but something completely unrelated.
So maybe like say our realtor would want to like draw attention to Bucks County, and they would be like, hey, check out this place. And then they would use you as kind of like the proxy to get that done.
Yeah. Or
interesting.
Yeah. So, I've had a couple realtors ask me I have info cards that have like where I've posted for and just like where they can follow me and stuff. And they've actually started including that into closing packages so that people moving into the county know where to go. So realtors have started doing that. But yeah, it's more so just like if someone just wants their name out there, like it'll be like this post is sponsored by this person, and someone might go look at what they do.
Okay.
So none of that's in the works right now. It's just ideas.
Yeah. Well, they have to be ideas first. So I get a lot of ideas, and Gilmar's here to keep me in check. So I'm like, we're going to do this.
There's so much that I want to do, and around a full-time job, it's really hard. And I feel bad. I have so many businesses ask me to come out, and I'm like, I don't have time. I want to. And then I schedule like down the line multiple months, and I feel bad it takes so long for me to get to them. But yeah, so one of these days it does need to.
Have you ever thought about doing something maybe with like YouTube or something like that, where like the monetization would kick in from like, if you have that many eyes on you, it would be pretty easy for you to partner with somebody. Like I have Gilmar as my partner in crime. So like if I were in your position, I would just be like, hey, do you want to go bring the cameras and stuff out and try and like do this with a business, maybe in a live setting, and then get like some sort of paid viewership?
Yeah. I'm not nixing anything off the table.
Yeah.
Right now, it's a little harder because, one, I don't like hearing myself talk, which is really funny that we're in a podcast right now. But also, I feel like it's not about me. Like, it's always about the businesses. So I'd have to find a way to do that where it's not so much me on the camera, it's mostly them. So it's all things I need to think about, and I don't video edit. I don't know how to do any of that. I like taking pictures.
Yeah.
So I'm not saying no to any of that. There's so many things I see as a potential in the future. It's just all things I need to work out over time.
That's very humble of you to be like, it's not about you, but it is like, I'm going to push back on that, because it is kind of, it's not about you, but it is you. So like maybe if you were able to get like more comfortable with the fact that like, hey, like people trust my opinion. It's not necessarily like your words that they're following. They're reading that and they're getting the value from it, but like they've learned to trust you as a person. So like you should feel good about that. I know it's weird because like we're kind of not in the same position, but similar, where people will say things and I'm just like, whatever. Like it's just it's a show. Just watch it and don't give me the feedback. It's just kind of like I get what you're saying, where it's like kind of uncomfortable to like work on something that you're passionate about, and then people you know, put their opinions or feelings onto it, and they're just like that. They're even if they're positive or negative, you're just kind of like, ooh, that's weird.
Yeah.
Yeah. Is that where you are currently?
I don't know. I feel like I'm very modest, very humble. I go into places and everyone's like, "You're Brit around town," and I'm just like, "I'm just Brittany. Like, I'm just me." But I have learned that a lot of what does make me trustworthy in my opinions and people follow me is because I put a little bit of a personal touch to it. Like a lot of the times I'll talk about the business owners and about how they got started and everything, but I kind of give like my like personal experience with them too, which does kind of help. And then I have noticed like every once in a while I'll throw up an about me just so people know who's the hand behind all the pictures.
Yeah, why should we listen to you kind of thing?
So I'll do an about me, and I do talk about like personal stuff. Like one of my biggest things was something sad that happened in my life, but it was one of the most likes I've ever had on a post.
Okay.
So people do kind of want to see that personal stuff too.
I think the influencer game, there's like a lot of misconception with like how many followers you have. I don't think there's a lot of value. Like we know a few people that have, you know, close to 1 million followers, some of them, like, and they don't really carry the same weight anymore as that like 5,000 to 25,000 does, because like at 5,000 to 25,000, you're still a person. People aren't seeing just like an Instagram person. It's still Brittany.
Yeah.
So like I would definitely like, I mean, I think, you know, you're optimistic, but I could see you monetizing it somehow, like figuring out some way to like, because I think as businesses catch on to the fact, I know like one of the larger companies I know that uses like small influencers like yourself, like with respectfully small.
No, I know what you mean. I'm a local.
Like First Form, like Andy Frizella owns that company. It's a huge supplement company, but they grew their company from like relatively small to massive global company worth hundreds of millions of dollars because they use like brand representatives. And like those people have like 15 to 25,000 that they target. And like those are people that are still relatable. They're not like out of touch yet. So, you know, you're in a very cool place because like you're helping people. You're obviously enjoying it. If anybody's watching this, we need to get some more perks for Brittany. What is this bullshit? We got to cut the shit. Well, comp the meals.
I don't ask either. Like when I go,
it's weird to ask.
And that's why a lot of it still comes out of my pocket, because to me, like, I don't want to be that influencer that goes and's like, oh, well, what are you going to give me if I talk about
I'm an influencer.
Yeah, I think that's so slimy. So, I mean, if they know who I am and they want to give me something awesome, like that makes me happy. Again, it doesn't guarantee a post, but it's not expected. And I tell them that all the time because people are like, well, what does it cost for you to come out? I'm like, if you want to gift me something, if you want to comp me something, awesome. If not, I'll still get there.
Yeah.
I don't know when, but I'll get there.
Yeah. So do you have like, how do you manage all of these places? Do you have like a list of like, gotta get to this kind of thing?
I'd be lost without my planner.
Okay.
I like rely on, I use Bloom planners. They're my favorite. But they have ones that is like every single day. And like it splits it off by like workout, what you eat, where you go, time slots. Like I'd be lost without that. Because right now, like I put in things by like the 15-minute mark.
Okay.
And I book out like months ahead of time.
Yeah. So like this time next week, you know what you're doing?
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Do you have like a posse that goes with you? Do you have like a Brit around town team?
I have my normal, like I have a handful of people that always go with me. My husband goes out to a lot. One of my best friends, her name's Kendi. You'll see her in a lot of my posts, and her nephew is on a lot of my posts too. My neighbor goes out to a lot, but a lot of the times it's just me because I'll run out on my lunch break or I'll run out really quickly on my way home and stop somewhere. That's
why I thought you did this full time.
Nope.
Because like your consistency in your posts, I was like I'm like, what is it? Like, I guess you could have a job too, but like you're posting all the time and it's a lot of content and very valuable. So I'm like, maybe this is her full-time gig.
No. So what I do is when I do have a full day to go out, I will bulk take pictures.
Okay.
I'll go out with friends. I'll take pictures of their food. I'll sample everything because I want to be honest that I tried it. I don't necessarily eat everything that I post. So I'll take pictures. I'll take pictures of it in different places, and I'll hold on to it and post it at a later date. I've had people say like, "Oh, how are you posting about this place that's not open?" Well, I didn't take the picture today. I said going.
You caught me.
I was like, I'm posting about a coffee. I'm not saying I'm drinking the coffee. So I did at one point, but not right now. So I have to. Like, there's no way that I could do this without bulk taking pictures.
Yeah, that makes complete sense to me. I don't think it's cool when like there's always those people that reach out or comment and they'll be like, blah, and they'll like try and catch you, and you're like, oh, you caught me. This picture's not from today. Sorry. Like,
I still took it. I still did it. I have a full-time job. Like, I have a husband. I have a life. Like,
yeah, I'm sure your husband takes a lot of energy.
Yeah.
No, I'm just, it's like, I have a husband here, guys. Like, he's very taxing. Oh God, it's me.
Yeah.
Dude, you're just such like, you're so refreshing to have here, because like you really are so positive. How do you maintain that positive? Like, were you always this positive? Like, what's your secret?
Oh, it's funny because I'm not in my head. People have a hard time like understanding I'm an introvert.
Yeah.
Surprisingly, because of how much I put myself out there. And I have a hard time talking to people I don't know. And sometimes people think that comes off as rude because I don't know like what to say when I meet people. So I don't just go up and talk to people. And my anxiety gets the best of me sometimes. There's been a few times where I'm like, why am I doing this? Like, why am I putting my life on social media? Why am I putting myself out there? Like, this isn't me. And I just need to keep reminding myself that it is me because I like helping others. And it is me because I like taking pictures, and I can't let my head get the best of me.
So you have a firm grasp on your reason why you're doing things.
It means
That's
too
cool.
much to me to help other people.
Before we get into like helping people and stuff, like what are your top 5 dinner restaurants in Bucks County right now?
Oh, that's difficult. That's like asking someone to pick their favorite child. I'd have to say
I'm definitely the favorite. Probably not, but like I'd like to think I'm the favorite.
Yeah, we all like to.
I'd have to say the ones I eat at the most are Quinoa in Doylestown.
Okay.
Gardeville Hotel, that's actually where I had my wedding reception.
Okay.
We're good friends with the owner, so that's kind of like a home away from home. The Bucks Pub, which is in the Bucks Club.
Where's that?
It's on York Road in Jamison.
Okay.
So it's a country club, but
is that near the golf course?
It
like
is.
right north of the tech school?
It's right next to the tech school. It's in the golf course.
Nice.
Yeah. Oh gosh, what else? I love.
You got 2 more for us.
Oh, that's why. I love the Ram in Percy. It's one of Bucks County's current only rooftop bars.
Ooh.
Wow.
Rooftop bar.
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
What are we doing on Saturday?
What was
Rooftop bar, Gilmore. Clear your schedule.
And I'd have to say maybe Nectar and New Hope.
Nectar.
Oh, I love
Ooh,
Nectar.
Yeah.
Yeah, their whiskeys are.
Where's that? What's that place? That it's like a smaller place on the river in New Hope. I don't even know what it's called. It was one of the most amazing meals I've ever had. It's across from the place we ate at in New Hope last time we were there.
Across from Carlos?
Across from Carlos, like, but down.
Is it where the Bucks County Playhouse is?
Kind of near there. I don't know.
So
It'll come to me.
Anyway.
Let's abort.
Abort.
Yeah,
whatever.
Abort. I tried.
Yeah.
I thought I'd rescue it. I can't.
It's fine.
Now we're down this wormhole.
It's
my
fine,
fault,
dude. It's fine.
So I don't think I've been to a majority of those places, so thank you. I've now got a little.
I love hearing that. People will message me, be like, I never knew this existed until you posted about it. I'm like, that's the point.
Yeah, I was kind of hoping you were going to say places I haven't been to give me a little bit more. I'm not good at planning dinners or date nights, so like now I got a little ammunition in my tank.
There you go.
You know what I'm saying? Me and Gilmore are going to go on some dates, is what I'm saying.
That's what he's trying to say.
So summer's coming up. Do you kind of like get busier when the summer starts happening?
I feel like my busiest times are on the holidays.
Okay.
Just because I love doing holiday stuff and I kind of jam pack my schedule. Summer, yes and no. I have a couple of things lined up that I'm excited to do. So they're to come, and I'm trying to find a way to make it into an all-day thing. I'm not going to say what it is, but I'm really excited about it.
It's a surprise. We'll have to stay tuned.
Yeah, right.
Well, I have my Let's Stay series, which is where I go stay at local inns and Airbnbs and stuff like that, and I talk about my experience at the hotel or wherever I'm staying and what there is to do in the area. So I'm hoping to get a couple more of those booked and do that this summer too.
Okay, so like even though you're local to this area, you'll go check out a bed and breakfast or something. There's abundance of them in this area.
Yep. I do this whenever I travel. So my husband's family has a lake house up a little north of Scranton.
Okay.
And one of my favorite towns in ever is Honesdale.
Okay.
So I go there and I post a lot about Honesdale, and they also have a house down in Delaware, so I post when we go down there.
So it's Brit out of town.
That's why I did around
See what
town,
I did there?
because there's a town everywhere. As long as it's local, I'm going to post about it.
Okay, so
everyone's local to somewhere.
So you're focusing on like the family businesses, non-commercial, non-chains. Like you're not posting about Chili's.
Yeah.
Yeah.
My one exception is if it's a franchise, because franchises are locally owned.
Oh, okay.
So those I will post about.
So interesting. All right. What do you look for in terms of like your future? Do you try and stick to businesses you haven't been to? Do you try and go to new places, people that maybe businesses that aren't doing so well? Like how do you kind of like prioritize where you're going?
Well, it's all about proximity, because again, I am doing this around my full-time schedule.
Okay.
So a lot of it is convenience based. If I know there's a big event happening or I know someone is struggling and needs that extra boost, I will prioritize them.
I know somebody that needs an extra boost. It's Alpha Bravo K9 on the 23rd of April.
Right.
Saturday, 11 to 3.
There you go.
But the one thing that I'm also headstrong about is I'll share things to my story. My stories are kind of like a community page.
Okay.
So if anybody tags me in anything, I'll share it right to my stories. But my actual feed, I try to do purely experience-based.
Okay.
So I like to have actual experiences. I like to try everything, have the food, do the hair treatment, nail treatment, whatever, and then I'll post about them. I don't like just saying like, oh, send me something and I'll post it to my page, because, again, recommendation-based. I can't recommend something I've never tried. And also, like, I will post something, too. Like, if it's, I don't have kids, but I have friends that have kids. So if they've tried out something and I trust their judgment, then I'll say something too.
So it's like your posse, contributes to what you're doing a little bit as well. Interesting. I don't have kids either, so.
But it'll still only be pictures that I actually take. So, for example, like, I don't know, this hasn't happened yet, but if they go to an orthodontics place, I've never been there, but I trust that they do really good. My friends have had them, whatever. I'll go out and I'll take the picture. I'll talk to them. I'll get to know them, and then I'll post.
Okay. So it's not just like food places or service industry. It's literally any local business. So interesting. Do you have a website?
I do.
What's your website?
It's www.brittaroundtown.com.
That was very obvious for all of you listening. That should have been an easy one.
I'm actually very proud of that. I learned how to do it myself. I put everything, like all the time into it completely by myself. Almost everything I've done, I've taught myself. But I have an events calendar that I try to keep updated. I have a discount section where local businesses offer me like a discount code for people who follow me. So there's a whole discount section on there.
Okay.
There's a business directory, which
I wish our TV was set
Yeah,
up
I'd pull it up.
Can you pull it up for us?
Yeah, I have a business directory that has like a bunch of like local businesses in the area. I try to keep that updated. And then I have my blogs and then blogs that I've written for other places. Like I'm a Visit Bucks County blogger for the tourism group.
Okay.
So I blog for them too. So I have links to those blogs and stuff.
Interesting. Yeah, I see. Like, I know, like, Bucks Happening is a thing. I'm not saying anything, like, negative about them, but, like, I see more value in what you're doing because you're kind of, like, you're the face behind it. So, like, when I see pages, like, and I'm not just saying Bucks Happening, like, it's, like, a variety of other pages.
Yeah.
Like, when they post stuff, I have no idea who is posting this or, like, why I should even, it's like, did they pay you to post this?
I mean, it's a little different. Like, they're more of a...
Is there, like, a magazine kind of
I was going to
vibe?
say, it's more of a magazine. So, I mean, that's no different than, like, someone paying to put stuff in a magazine or a newspaper. So, I mean, they're their own entity. That's completely different.
Yeah.
And, like, I support them. They support me. Like,
Of course. Like,
yeah.
I'm not trying to, like, be negative about what they're doing. But, like, knowing you, like, especially now meeting you and, like, seeing, like, how you are as a person, like, when I look at your posts now, I'm going to be like, okay, Brittany says this is a good spot. I got to check it out. So whereas, like, with stuff like that, like, I mean, I would pay for a sponsored ad in there, and, like, it kind of takes away a little bit. So now I'm starting to understand a little bit more about, like, how difficult it is for you to kind of, like, monetize this mission you're on.
And it is super hard because I have such passion for what I do, and I have such strong morals with what I do. So trying to figure out how I'm going to make money on it is, I lose sleep over it.
Yeah.
Because there's so much more I could be doing. There's so much more I want to do that I just don't have time to do because I'm not making money. So
what like businesses locally right now, like, need more attention? Like, in your opinion, like, what places, like, are you looking to, like, kind of help the most?
I mean, there's a lot of, like, new businesses that I'd love to spread the word of. There's one of my good friends. She owns the pro shop in Newtown. Her building just caught on fire this morning. So she's actually closed right now. Luckily,
The pro shop, like, on Washington Ave?
I think it's State Street.
State Street. What do they sell there?
So it's like athleisure and, like, fitness
I know that
clothes.
spot.
Yeah. So I think it was the third floor just caught on fire, but water drips down. So, like, between smoke and water, she still has to close for a little bit. So as soon as she opens up, we need to give her all the love.
Okay.
But I mean, yeah, there's so many that, like, I mean, they all deserve attention. Like, everybody, it's somebody's dream. And I think that that's what people don't understand. People are so quick to just judge and put bad reviews, but you don't see all the hard work that goes behind the business.
Yeah. That's special. That was like a little moment of silence.
Yeah. That's a good way to put it.
Yeah, that's awesome. So you've been doing this for, I guess, 2.5 years now ish. What started? What got the ball rolling with this? Like, how did it grow into this, like, force that you have behind you?
I don't know. Like I said, I think COVID has a lot to do with it, just because people wanted something to look at. But I've had so much support from our community. And just so many people just rally behind what I'm doing and share it with other people. And I've been on podcasts before, and just people that just promote me. Like, everyone's like, you promote everybody else. Someone needs to promote you.
Exactly.
And it's because of all of them that's helped me grow.
So did you kind of just, like, you do all this on your phone, right? So, like, were you were always, like, a foodie, taking pictures of your food when you went out to eat and then, like, posting it to your Instagram, and then you kind of were just, like, you kind of took, like, a kind of like an intentional switch where you're like, I'm going to make an account that's, like, solely dedicated to, like, raising attention for people?
Well, yeah, like I said earlier, it started with my gym. And then I had a health and fitness one, and then I got to know all the local businesses through Pine to Pink and everything. And also I had life events happen that made me realize that health and fitness wasn't my main priority in life. So that happened, and Pine to Pink happened, and I got to meet all these local business owners, and I was like, I want to do this for everybody.
Yeah.
Like, I want to promote local. And, like, I knew influencers existed, and I never aimed to be an influencer. I still don't like that word. But
You're an influencer. You're influencing.
I just knew that, like, I have this passion and this love for taking pictures. I love traveling, and I love community. And I just knew it could be something.
Would you say, like, you don't like the word influencer because of, like, just, like, the negative association with just, like, that bullshit lifestyle that's not real?
Yeah, if you Google influencer, you'll see articles about, like, how influencers expect this and expect that, and it's hurting the industry and stuff like that. And that's not me. Like I said, I will do things for free. I've been doing things for free. I've put money into it because I don't want to expect anything. So someone on another podcast I was doing gave me the title Arbiter of Local Culture.
Arbiter of Local Culture.
That's actually
what podcast was that?
It was, oh my gosh, I can't remember the name. It was the Reinventing Your Career in Any Economy podcast.
Reinventing Your Career in Any
It was something
Economy.
like that.
It's a hell of a name for a podcast.
I mean, the more niche your podcast is, like a lot of times it's more successful because like people can find that. Like with ours, just such like a circus sometimes that sometimes like people will watch this and be like, wow, this is such a good show, but next week's show they'll watch and be like, what is happening?
Yeah, what is that?
What is going on here? These kids are out of control. They're reviewing Amazon products. We bought a bunch of stuff yesterday on wish.com. Do you know that website? Yeah, so we went on wish.com and bought like all the dumb shit that I wanted. And we're just gonna wear it on the podcast and see what actually is legit or not.
It's gonna be a good time.
There's some of the shipping times on that though were like, this could get here anytime from like April 4th to like July. And I was like, this is obviously coming from like who knows where.
Oh my god,
they'll get here and be like, your sunglasses are from Uzbekistan.
From Tasmania.
But they're dope. I got that face shield that I got. They came in sizes A through E.
Hell yeah.
So I'm like, I'm going to get Gilmar and I sizes A and B.
Yeah.
And see what happens. So our face shields might be like this, this small. We might just cover our faces, dude. Because if they bring masks back, I'm going to look like a cyborg.
Yeah.
I'm just going to roll around with a tinted shield on my face.
Yeah, we'll look sick.
You're not even going to know who I am. Right?
Yeah.
I'm going to try and get a job at Brit Around Town and be the anonymous.
There you go.
You know what I'm saying?
They will never know, dude.
Of all the local like influencer communities, or like community, not necessarily communities, there's a few you guys around this area. Who did you connect with first? Of like, you know, do you know Bucks County Mama?
I do.
Do you know the Ninja?
I do.
Oh man, we got to get the Ninja on here.
He's a ball of energy.
Dude, we got wooden samurai swords over
He's
here.
a ninja.
If the Ninja is watching this, we've got wooden samurai swords. We're down.
He would love that. Just reach out to him. His name's Nick.
We're down, and we got a didgeridoo.
Does he walk around dressed as a ninja?
I've never seen his face.
He doesn't show it that often. He always
He's
has a mask
ninja.
on.
He's ninja'd up, dude.
That's
He
crazy.
goes places, and he's like well
He's
known
cool.
now. He's a cool dude. Yeah.
Yeah, I love our local influencer community because we all work together for the same end goal.
You guys seem very like you're all doing your own thing, but when you get together, it doesn't seem like there's like this like I don't know, like this Karate Kid vibe where like you kids are fighting different dojos and stuff. Like everybody seems cool.
Yeah, why would there though? Because I mean, we all have our different audiences, and when we collaborate, we expand farther. So my goal is 100% just to help the businesses.
Yeah.
And if they can help me do that, I support them 100%. Like I support all of them. Like me and Bucks County Mama, like when we first started, like we were talking a lot. Like I would share all of her stuff. We even we were both nominated for the Bucks Happening list last year. And I was like, hey guys, I'd love it if you vote for me, but I'd share her posts too to my stories and be like, but she deserves it just as much. If you really think she deserves it, go vote for her too. And like there's no competition at all.
Yeah.
And I'm really good friends now with Local Spotlight with Danielle.
Okay.
I love her. Doylestown Borough Buzz, the Ninja. Exploring
The
Doylestown.
Ninja. Dude, he's on the list now.
Bring him in.
Reach out to him. He'd love it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Definitely. I hope he comes in full ninja.
Yeah. Oh my god, we should all come in ninja.
Dude, we should all get like Sub-Zero and like Mortal Kombat uniforms and just wear like gis and stuff on the podcast.
Yeah.
In honor of the code of the ninja.
Of course.
Yeah.
Tie my hair up in a bun. Let's do it.
All right, so we're gonna have them on like October because I want a bun too.
Yes.
I'm gonna get a fake bun. I'm gonna get one of those sumo costumes and just wear the hat.
Get it on Wish.
Yo.
Order it now. It'll come in October.
I'll be like, yeah, we'll have you on when the sumo costumes come in, buddy.
Yeah, exactly. Oh,
The room we're in. This is Studio 2.0. This is we have enough space out there. We could have a legitimate samurai sword duel.
We definitely could.
Like throw like ninja stars and stuff.
At the wall.
I'm so committed to this idea now.
Write it
gonna
down.
happen.
Write it down.
That's awesome. Like, do you guys collaborate on like the events you're gonna go to?
Not really.
No.
I've been doing a lot right now with Doylestown Borough Buzz and Local Spotlight with Danielle, mainly because we all write for the Doylestown Cardinal.
Okay.
So we've been kind of teaming up a lot for events and stuff, just because we have the same little niche in that aspect.
The Cardinal is kind of like
it's a newspaper.
Like a newspaper.
Yeah, it's a local newspaper.
In print.
Yep.
Okay.
Let me tell you, I've been writing blogs for 2.5 years now. And when I saw my very first article in print, like, that was amazing. Like, there's nothing like seeing your articles in print.
Did you, like, cut it out and frame it?
It's laminated on my fridge. Like, I have all my articles on my fridge. I feel like when you go home from school and your parents put your report card on the fridge.
Yeah. My report card was not on the refrigerator. We would try and lose our report cards on the way home.
Oh, really?
Like, I had it. I had it.
Bro, I used to be so excited for report card day.
Yeah, I mean, like, there was a period of time where I was, like, a good student.
Yeah.
And then there was a period of time I was not a good student because I was just, like, off the path. I was like, we're going to skateboard. It's like, or in elementary school where I grew up, like, you didn't get A's through, like, whatever. You got, like, satisfactory or unsatisfactory. So you'd be, like, crushing these S's out, and then you get, like, unsatisfactory in art class. And I'd be like, I'm going to catch some heat for this.
In art class.
I'm going to lose this. So I'd like assume my mom was going to be mad about like my unsatisfactory in Miss Heffron's art class. And I'd be like, my report card.
Yeah, dude.
I didn't like the first time I lost my report card. It was my brother's idea. So just lose it. But I didn't really think it through because it was all happening so quickly. I didn't realize like my mom just like could call down to the school and like they could print another one. Like, oops. Didn't see that coming. And literally my mom drove back to the school, which was like 2 minutes from my house, and got it. That did not last long.
Think of it, though. Kids these days don't have that luxury because everything's digital.
Oh wow, that's true. You probably get your report card on like your parents probably log
like
into the
portal.
website.
Yeah,
they probably know that day. It's like your mom's sitting there refreshing the page.
Yeah, they get notification emails.
Oh no,
credit card just dropped. I mean, debit. Report card.
Dude, seriously, there's probably a bunch of but with every action comes equal and opposite.
Yeah.
So there's probably a bunch of hackers out there like dialing into the system, changing their report
Let me
card.
tell you though, if they're in grade school and they can do that, that's impressive.
Have you seen these kids? Like, I'll go out to eat and there'll be like a family out and their kids will be on the iPads.
Yeah.
Dude, the one kid will be on like a fake phone making business deals. You'll be like, dude, that kid is a problem. Take that phone away. He's 4 years old. He's calling China. Dude, he's ordering microchips.
My nephews, when I see them on their iPads, they show me. Do you guys know what Minecraft is?
Kind of.
It's this game where you just build shit. It's all pixelated, 4x4 squares or whatever.
Okay.
And they show me these elaborate contraptions that they build on Minecraft where you can throw in sand and throw in like fire, and then it makes a glass, and glass turns to a window turns to this, then this can smash this, and then next thing you know you have a cow. And I'm like, how did you do this?
Like, you have a cow.
Bro.
I didn't expect that. I thought the next thing you have a castle.
No.
Literally when you started saying, I was like, oh, castle, yeah. And then you're like, cow. I was like, didn't see that coming.
Yeah, that same thing with me.
Didn't see that coming.
When they showed it to me, I'm like, how'd you guys do this? And then they show me all this shit they build. I'm like, whoa, these kids they understand how to use user interfaces. And it's insane what technology has done.
They just like they're on YouTube like searching stuff, like
Yeah.
learning how to beat games.
Yeah.
I'm like watching like, wait a minute, we didn't have this resource as a kid. Like I played the first Metal Gear Solid. You probably don't know.
I know Metal Gear.
Oh,
okay,
hell yeah.
Yo, hit me with the pound.
Yo, hell yeah.
Metal Gear Solid.
Yeah.
Dude, me and my brother were stuck on like the first like 30 minutes of that game for 6 years. I felt maybe not 6 years, but it was forever. And then like my friend Boris, who was like,
Oh yeah, shout out Boris.
Shout out Boris, the computer hacker.
Yep.
He just shows up one day. He's like, "Oh yeah, throw C4 on that wall and you blow the door." And me and my brother were like, "How did you know to do that?" And he's like, "Well, look at the wall. It clearly needs to be blown up." I'm like, "Well, because the concrete looks a little different." What?
Yeah.
And you had to think outside the box.
Yeah, man.
Dude, it made me a better man. Shout out to Snake
Snake
Plissken.
Shout out, dude.
Yeah. I might be that for Halloween.
What, Snake?
Yeah. Wear that costume.
Yo, that'd be sick.
Dude. I'd have to like pack out the muscles though. I'd have to like get some like inflatable stuff.
Or you get a goose suit.
A goose suit. What's this?
Yeah, goosed up.
Oh.
Goose suit.
Is this something I should know? You said it so like smoothly that like now I'm like kind of feeling insecure.
Well, yeah, there's this show called I Think You Should Leave on Netflix.
Okay.
If you guys haven't seen it, it's the fucking funniest show ever made. So this guy, Tim Robinson, used to work for SNL. And then he kind of got kicked off of it. And basically what this show is the rejected skits from SNL, but he made it into a Netflix series.
Yeah.
And there's this one skit where the premise is there's this convention for, I guess this big corporation wants to have a team meeting thing. So they throw this show and they have a bunch of random events come in. And one of them is, it's called Little Buff Boys Competition, where they bring a bunch of little kids in, but they put them in beefed up like suits. And then they bring the owner of the company up and they have them decide who has the best body.
This is low-key pedophilia, but
yeah, no, but it's
borderline. They're wearing buff suits.
Yeah, the premise is ridiculous. All the premises is, they have a premise and push it as far as it can go.
Dude, that's awesome.
Yeah, so that's where Goose Suit came from. Sorry. We
Dude.
derailed.
I can yeah. I was gonna make a train joke about the train that derailed, but like maybe too soon.
Okay, yeah. Not with Brit in front of us.
Do you know who Mr. Beast is?
No.
So I didn't know who this guy Mr. Beast. Did you know who he was?
Yeah.
So he's a YouTuber. He's actually only 23 years old. Wildly successful on YouTube. And he was on the Joe Rogan podcast recently and like explained like his whole YouTube process. And the one thing that the project that he worked on that what's the show that the
Squid Games?
Squid Games. Did you watch Squid Game?
I haven't, mainly because I don't have time to sit there and watch subtitles. Usually when I watch TV, I'm kind of listening to it as I'm doing other things.
Yeah, it took me a long time to actually finish the show. But once I got into it, I was like kind of hooked.
Yeah.
Usually takes me weeks to watch one episode of anything because I fall asleep. But this guy, Mr. Beast, recreated the actual Squid Games in their like studio warehouse, and like his commitment to like the YouTube path that he's on sounds a lot like what you're doing, because like he makes so much money, but like he doesn't take any of it really. He just puts it back into the business. He grows the thing because he enjoys like this setup so much. So like I really think that like what you're doing, one, it's super positive, right? And you're passionate about it. So like I think eventually like it will just become something that is like making you money, because I don't see how it like won't if you keep it up. Yeah. So like is that how you feel, or like?
I'd like to think so, because I mean, I've put so much time and effort into it, and the feedback that I get, like businesses will say, oh, this person came in on your recommendation. And I said earlier about how people were like, oh, I never knew that existed until you posted about it. It's that keeps me going. And I'd like to think that at some point I'll be able to get it monetized somehow, just because it's not about the money, but I want that.
Yeah, but you need, in order to keep doing it, it is about them. Like you shouldn't feel bad about taking it.
I know. But again, I never want to do it from the businesses. So
yeah.
Need to figure it out.
So maybe like what you could do is set up like an affiliate program, and like these are just wild ideas I have, but like maybe what you could do is like you go in, you enjoy a business, you post about them, but then you work out a deal with that business. Like if somebody comes in and mentions this, like I get a kickback.
Yeah.
Like,
I have that with a few. That's on my discounts page. Yeah.
And that's how that works. All right.
Mainly, well, there's a lot of, some of them I don't get paid for at all. I like it just for tracking. Like business will be like, oh, this many people used your code, and then that just helps me realize my reach. So that's kind of why I have a bunch of them set up. But there are some that I get a little kickback from.
So like, would you ever sell like ad space on your website? Yeah.
Yeah.
So like once you like, cause you're tracking, like that's smart that you're tracking like the analytics on there. Like how's your website doing?
So not as good as I would like it to. It's kind of picking up. A lot of people forget that I have a website.
They
just
stick to the
I'm
grind.
so active on social media, and honestly, I think that's how the world's going right now. People would rather go to social media for something than go to an actual website.
Okay.
So that really doesn't surprise me all that much. But my analytics on my Instagram are pretty good.
Yeah, I would expect that.
Well, I think the difference is my followers are all genuine. So, I mean, I don't know if you know about Instagram's a game.
Yeah.
So I don't know if you know about the ratios, but like there's a lot of people that have like, I don't know, 7,000 followers, but they follow 6,000. That's kind of like the follow for follow method. So a lot of times people will follow people just to get follows back, but they don't really care about who you are. Like you didn't grow organically.
That's like our Instagram page. We have 13 or 1,800 or whatever followers, and we've got like 2,000 something people were following.
Yeah, we tried to do something, didn't work.
We tried to do the game and it didn't work.
Yeah. You can't.
We're working backwards from that
And,
right
like,
now.
Yeah.
If everybody's wondering why we're unfollowing you.
People realize that too, because like when you have a ratio that's that close, it doesn't look genuine.
We also have people that have like almost 1 million followers that we're friends with, and you look at the likes on their posts and you're like, you're not like, you do the math like in your head, you're kind of like, that's not really good reach.
Exactly.
If you have 1 million people following you, shouldn't you have like way more like grab?
And that's what I was about to say. So like in the long run, followers don't mean as much as comments and shares. Even likes don't mean anything anymore. I mean, yeah, it's nice to see like this many people liked your post, but the Instagram algorithm pushes out posts based on comments, shares, and saves.
Yeah.
So those are the biggest things. And that's what I mean, like when my analytics are good, is all my followers are local. Okay. Some of them are like the places I travel to too.
But the majority, predominantly local.
But even that, like when I go to those places, there's followers that'll like go to the places that I'm talking about there too. So like I said before, everyone's local to somewhere. So I know how to use the hashtags to get attention in the area. So if people are going to go visit there or if people live there, they still see my stuff.
What are like the hot Bucks County hashtags right now?
Oh gosh. So obviously Bucks County, PA. All of the visit Bucks County ones. So eat in Bucks County, drink in Bucks County, explore in Bucks County. Bucks County Moment, Bucks County Life, Bucks County Living are big.
Okay, you obviously know them by heart because
Yeah.
you're like bam, 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 bam.
Yeah. I use them all the time.
Do you copy and paste them in there?
Yes.
Okay.
So I try to mix up how I do because that Instagram will pick up on that too, and they'll think you're like spammy. So I try to change that up a little bit. There's also like hashtag generators that'll show you like what's banned, because there's things that you would never expect to be banned, like Valentine's Day is banned. So people won't see your post if you hashtag Valentine's Day, or Besties. Besties is banned too.
Oh, all of our posts aren't being seen. Damn, dude. Stop tagging besties.
I'm sorry, dude. I just think we're besties.
So I use that too because it'll show like the trending hashtags and stuff like that.
Okay. So like, do you have any advice for someone like us or someone that's like, new to the influencer game on like how to get the ball rolling with like kind of like momentum in terms of like getting people's attention?
So the picture's key. Like you have to have a good appealing picture. After the picture, Instagram only shows the first like line or two of your caption. That needs to be grabbing. Like you need to grab someone's attention with that first. So you'll see I use a lot of stupid puns and like quotes and stuff like that to grab people's attention. They're cheesy, I know, but it
fantastic.
Works. Yeah. So like if like you tag the business right away, or you tag something else, or you just do something that's kind of boring, it's not going to get as much attention.
Okay.
So you need like that attention grabbing for a sentence. And hashtags are key too. I had people, I was a part of a group before that asked for my opinion with like social media and stuff. And I was telling them how hashtags are so important, but they were like a little bit older generation, everything, and they didn't understand. And I'm like, you don't understand. Like hashtags are like a filtering option. It's not just like hashtag YOLO, like stuff like that. It's not for that anymore.
Yeah, so you can follow specific, because like on at least Instagram, you can follow hashtags.
Exactly. So like if I'm going on vacation, I will automatically go to Instagram and search a hashtag before I will even go to Google, before I will go to the travel industry.
Really?
I'll go like, if say for example, I'm going to Harrisburg, I'll search hashtag Harrisburg, hashtag Harrisburg eats, hashtag Harrisburg food, or Harrisburg businesses, stuff like that. I will search that and plan out my entire vacation based on hashtags.
Because there's someone just like you doing it there, and because they're a small, trustworthy, individual that's part of the community, you can like kind of vibe with what they're doing.
Yep. And that's why social media is so important for
That's a gem
businesses.
right there.
Yeah, it's also good for inspiration. Sometimes when, sometimes you like to look good, feel good. So sometimes when I want to wear something different, I
wear some different things. And like when you put your outfits together, Gomar, I'm always like, God damn it. I'm like, why? Where's my style?
Instagram, bro. You just look up, if you have some Nike shoes, you use some Nike on feet, and then you see a bunch of people wearing Nikes, and then like, oh, I like these pants. I like this looks with that, and now you got an outfit. So that's, Yeah, it's a great filtering option. It's good for inspiration as well. If you're looking for, if you want to redo a room and you look up remodeled rooms and you're like, oh yeah, I like the colors on that wall, this and that. So
are you doing similar things for us?
Yeah,
like that. That's how you get it done.
Mm-hmm.
Interesting.
Yeah, so that is a really good tip because a lot of people don't know that.
I tell people all the time, social media is key. Like, especially in like our generation and younger, like they're using social media for everything. So if you don't have a social media presence, you're really missing out. And those, not even just influencers, like locals, like make a hashtag for your business. Make a catchy hashtag.
We have a hashtag.
Yeah, because people like want, like, that's free marketing for you.
A while ago, we tried to get the pirate flag as our hashtag, like, and then Instagram like cut that down. You can't do it. Like we can do it, but like it's not searchable or anything.
No.
Yeah.
So because I was listening to a podcast like, this is probably 2 years ago, and somebody was saying how like you have to be forward thinking, and I was like, what if emojis were the next hashtag? Like, what if you could hashtag an emoji, and like I could grab an emoji? So we literally tried to grab the pirate flag emoji, and for a while, like when you search the hashtag pirate flag emoji, there was nobody posting that, and then we started posting it on everything, and Instagram was like, nah. No more emoji hashtags. Like we almost had something.
Yeah, damn.
But ours is we are your builder.
Okay.
So because we have a construction company. So on all of our posts, Gilmar does it. I do it on mine. I don't think anybody else in our company posts besides me and you.
Yeah.
But I'd like to think if they did, they would use hashtag we are your builder. I think they get the vibe.
Yeah.
That's interesting. What other so you got pictures are important because it's a picture platform. The first line's important because that's all you really see. The hashtags are important because you just explained why.
Yeah.
And not kind of summarize that. What's like, do you get into reels at all?
I've started to.
Okay.
They take a little more time, and that's what I'm saying. Like, if I had more time, I would up my reel game. I just don't.
Yeah.
But there's so much I want to do with it. But right now, that is the new thing. Like Instagram pushes that out separately. They push that out way different than they do regular pictures. So reels are important. Using trending audio is important.
Is that like that like dumb robot lady voice that everybody puts on other things? It's like, show me something that you spent too much money on, but you're not ashamed about. And it's like some girl snowboard or something.
Yeah.
Like it's like that voice just drives me up the wall.
Yeah.
But like I have noticed that people use like certain music clips or sound bites. Like, does that matter if like everybody's doing that in a time like that's hot?
Yeah.
Interesting.
So I mean, it all stemmed from TikTok. So I mean, if businesses can get on TikTok too, I highly recommend that.
Are you on TikTok?
I am, but I basically just copy my reels over to TikTok.
Okay.
I don't do all that dancing stuff. I don't like being on camera.
Yeah. I mean, I'll dance for you on camera. I'll Brit around town cameo.
Yeah, right.
You could what if you just took your head and put it on my body? No? All right.
Hell of an idea, though.
Yeah, I try, dude. I'm just trying to get famous, man.
Yeah, I feel you.
But no, like I'll do like little clips when I'm at businesses and stuff, or I'm at events, and I'll put it to music. And I actually found a new trick with reels. There's a couple Instagrams that'll show you like per second, like how long this picture should be up or how long this video should be up, and like the trending audio. So I've been using that to like try to up my reel game.
It tells you like when to clip it.
Yeah, it's helpful.
Yeah. Clipping video to audio is, if you're not using like Adobe or something on a computer platform, it's really hard to get it done from what I've seen. Cause like I could clip the video to the audio, but then when you combine them both, it like doesn't quite match up for some reason. Yeah. And then you got to do it again.
For a while, I was doing it right in Instagram and like listening to the music and clipping it per like second, and then going back and listening to it again. 3 seconds in, I gotta end this. I would drive my husband crazy. He'd be like, "Why are you listening to this over and over again? Like, stop it!" Like, you don't understand. I'm making a reel.
Yeah. What does your husband think about like all your Brit around town vibe?
He loves it because he gets free stays and free food and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Plus, he just, I don't know, he likes getting to try new things too.
Does he cameo any of your things?
Sometimes.
Yeah.
Yeah. Recently, he was a model for a barber shop, which is pretty cool.
That's pretty cool.
Because he has that awesome beard and everything. So they're like, come on in.
That's awesome.
So, yeah.
Is he your cameraman?
Sometimes, like I said, I'm not usually in front of the camera. Most recently, I've been doing a photo series with a local photographer.
Okay.
So she's been getting me in some shots.
Who's your photographer?
I have a couple that I work with frequently, but on this Around Town series, it's Raylan Photography.
Okay. Is she's local to like the Doylestown area as
I
well?
think she's more like Newtown.
Okay.
And then I do a lot with Sweet Pearl Photography up in Sellersville too.
Nice.
So she does a lot of like my personal pictures that I post.
And did you meet them through Instagram as well? See?
Almost all my connections are from Instagram. I've made a lot of friends through it.
It's all good as long as you like don't let the bad bog you down.
Yeah.
I mean, I've met plenty of people that like when we've met them, it's just like, this isn't what we expected.
Yeah.
And it is what it is. You learn that it's like, it's not Instagram. That's what all people are doing, even if they're not on, like, it's just sometimes people aren't as genuine as other people.
Yeah.
So I've learned to just like not take it too personally.
Yeah.
But when we meet somebody like you that's like doing something positive, representing themselves a certain way on Instagram, and then you show up like here and you're, awesome, I guess. Don't want to inflate your ego too much. But like it's really just
possible.
It's kind of like it's just kind of it makes you kind of still feel positive about like that whole platform, because sometimes I get exhausted by social media where I'm just like, I don't care.
And it gets to people's heads too. Like people will completely change from social media just because of the attention. And me, like I'm still me. Yeah. Like I had someone run up to me the one time and be like, "Oh, I'm such a big fan." I'm like, "Of what?" Like I'm just pretty, living pretty life. Like I don't get it.
Yeah. I understand it. There, you're a breath of fresh air. You're creating value, and sometimes people like you might impact everybody like halfway decently, but like every so many people you meet or impact, like you could have like a large impact on someone. Like say like you suggest a place and somebody goes out to eat and then they meet like their future husband there, and it's
oh my gosh, that would be amazing.
You know what I'm saying? Like that was just like something I made up in my head.
I better be invited to that wedding.
Yeah, right? But like say like you're we have a predominantly male audience. I would say it's like 60 to 70%. And like all these guys are probably like, well, like I don't do dates because whatever. But like if I had Brittany,
follow me.
You literally could just be like you're meeting girls on Tinder. And just being like, they're like, oh my God, like, how do you pick such great places? And you're just like, don't worry about it.
I post a lot of stores, so you'll see a lot of potential gift ideas too.
There you go.
See, that's where I suck at.
No more Applebee's, yo.
Yeah, no more potato skins.
Go somewhere nice.
Step it up, tuna tartare.
Yeah, exactly.
You know what I'm saying? Have you been to the new Logan Inn?
I have. I did a Let's Stay series there.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Oh, how was it?
Amazing.
We have to get over there.
I'd love going in there, just getting a drink from the bar and sitting in the lounge area, just pretending I'm staying the night.
Do you wear your pajamas?
Nah.
How pretending are we talking?
I got the sleepy hat, like Scrooge.
We should do it.
No, yeah, it's a great place. The bar is great. The food is great.
I used to love their outside bar before they renovated it all. And now I was like driving through New Hope the other day to a site, and I was like, that place looks.
It's
like,
nice.
It's got to be good.
Oh, yeah.
It's nice.
So I've done, I think, 5 Let's Stay series now, and that was the only one that I didn't want to go out. So like I said before, a lot of the Let's Stay series is the place I'm staying and what to do in the area. Luckily, I know New Hope because I didn't want to go out.
Yeah.
Like, I wanted to stay there. They have a whiskey lounge. They have the ballroom, they have the restaurant, they have a pool table downstairs, and my husband and I used to play in the APA. So we're like, let's go play pool.
What is the APA?
That's so cool.
American Pool Players Association. We've won trips to Vegas, I think 4 or 5 times.
That's sick.
That's actually where we got engaged, was on an APA trip in Vegas.
Wow. That's fucking dope.
Shot the ball into the pocket when he got on one knee.
Yeah, I'm never playing you, dude. No way.
Yeah, we got a shark
I
in here.
suck.
No
He's
way.
good.
See, you learn all these little, like after you get into it with a little bit, now we've got a pool shark.
Yeah, there we go, dude.
Right. I'm not that great at pool, but I have my own pool stick, and there's a dragon on it.
Oh,
So
Nice.
I feel kind of good about that.
That's sick.
So I've never used it out in public. I got it because my grandparents had a pool table, and they got rid of their pool table, and I kept my stick.
I have one because Anna found it on the side of the road, so
Dang, dude.
There's that.
Next house, pool table.
There you go.
No dining room table, just a pool table.
Pool table we're eating on the
I could probably get that done.
Right, convert it.
Ariel's pretty cool.
Yeah,
We could be like,
she's really cool.
And she'd be like, well, what are we going to eat on? I'll be like, we'll put a piece of plywood on it.
That's what we did for our wedding because we got married at Gardenville and that's where we would shoot out of. And we just put a piece of plywood on top, have a banquet, have a wedding.
Shoot out of.
Look
Dude,
at
there's
that.
lingo going down
Look
here.
at that, dude.
Pool lingo. we're gonna have to do a second episode.
Yeah.
So like I can be legit when I get my table.
Yeah, exactly.
You wouldn't need my husband here for that because he was more into it than I was. I just did it because I wanted to feel like I was spending time with him.
Yo, girl of the year, man.
The truth with Brittany.
Yeah,
I mean,
awesome.
There's probably a lot of wives out there that are doing stuff like that,
Mm-hmm.
shooting archery and going hunting and stuff.
Yeah.
Like hashtag hunting wives.
There you go.
Just want to spend time with my man. It's a good. I mean,
Yo,
not knocking it.
appreciate that.
That's awesome. I really enjoyed having you on here.
Thank you.
You're really, you didn't let us down.
Thank
Yeah.
you.
So thank you for coming on. You got anything to say?
How so?
I don't know. Maybe you got like some shout outs to do to like Nike companies or something. I
Nah,
don't know.
not yet. Just
Fashionista over here.
just shout out Brittany for coming on. Like,
Yeah.
it's awesome. Yeah, I was excited to now having this connection, to meet you and to kind of get into what's happening around this area. Because I'm not from this area. I just work out here, but I'm familiar with New Hope, and that's all I know. So it's cool to now follow you and see where you go. So now I have other places.
Yeah,
to-
we're like slightly more plugged in now.
Yeah, exactly that too.
Good.
Which
I've
is
lived
really cool.
here my whole life. I've been in Lower Central and Upper Bucks, so I know the whole area pretty well.
No, sick.
Did you go to what high school did you go to?
I actually moved in the middle of high school, so I went to Truman and Central Bucks South.
Okay. What year did you graduate?
09.
Okay. I graduated at 07.
Mm.
A little bit older than you.
Graduated 2013, so
But we were going to avoid that.
it's only 4 years. It's fine.
No, I super appreciate you having me on. Especially, I didn't know most of your followers were males, so most of mine are females. So
Wow, look at that.
Do this. See, we're trying
can
to
appeal to a different
get the
audience.
vibe going.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Yeah, I think predominantly we have males on because I know men more than I know women, and we just have like male guests, and that's what it is. Sometimes I'm like, why don't we have more women listen to us? I'm like, well, it's because
Yeah.
we're dumb boys in here, just
Dumb boys.
joking about stuff on Amazon. Like,
Bunch of
it's
idiots.
and
obvious.
Wish.
And Wish,
Yeah,
yeah.
the Wish episode is coming
Yeah.
sometime between a couple weeks from now or October.
Yeah, or October. It depends.
We
got
got to get all the products in there. We're gonna have like just one thing to review. It's just
Mhm.
not gonna be very funny. Is there anything that like you wanna say, or do you like anything like not putting you on the spot? Just like, is there any like events that you want to bring attention to, or anything like upcoming, or like whatever's going on in town?
I know on April 8th they're having the Bucks Beautiful Gala. So support that. Also, I mentioned the Pine to Pink Foundation. So Pine to Pink opened the Kin Wellness and Support Center, which is also in Jamison, and Jamison, Buckingham, something like that. But they're having a golf outing on May 21st, and they're still looking for sponsors and players. So that's
Okay.
another big one. So
And that's Pine to Pink is running
well,
that?
it's Pine to Pink, but they opened the Kin Center. So
Okay.
that provides free services to cancer patients in Bucks County. So it's 100% donation based. They can go and have like gentle yoga and Reiki and massage therapy and cooking classes and stuff. And
So like stuff just to like uplift the situation.
yes.
Wow.
Yeah, so like they can have like book club meetings, stuff like that. So it's I love that community so much. I love what Pine to Pink has put together and now what Kin is doing. So that would be like my biggest one is go support Kin.
Yeah, so I guess we'll just have to talk in next week's board meeting. We'll have to bring that up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe get
Getting-
some donation action.
And getting them on here too would be fantastic.
Yeah.
Like both as Kin and Pine to Pink. You can
I mean,
wrap
if
it into one.
Yeah, if you want to if you want to help
Yeah.
connect us, like we definitely like the reason. I mean, we want to make people laugh and have a good time, and like secondary to that, like we want to have good conversations and connect with people. So I guess like I was really excited to have you on because like you're different than like what we've had on in the past. And like I want people to like feel more comfortable like reaching out and being like, hey, can I come on the show? You know, we want to bring attention to this charity or this. Like we want, you know, we want to help people, we want to have a good time, and we want to have good conversations. So like if you know anybody that's in those 3 categories, like send them our way. We'd love to give them the attention.
I will do that.
So thank you. Thanks everyone listening. Hit the subscribe button. Follow us on Instagram. Follow Brittany, of course, Brit Around Town if you don't already. Really a great Instagram page. Way easier than going on Google and trying to like find out what am I doing this Saturday. It makes it super easy for you. And as you know, if you've listened to this long, you know how cool she is. So this is Gilmar, Andrew, Brittany, Rambo's on the floor here. Thanks for listening, and we hope you have a good day.